I found a few very interesting podcasts lately from Rob Dyrdek, the 16-year-old pro skater turned, at this point, $450 million worth of exits entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur at that point. And one of the greatest takeaways that I found is all around energy. Really believes and was pursuing this idea of my energy is the most important thing as an entrepreneur and being able to do all of the things in life that I want to. And what I also really appreciate about him is he's truly living a wholly successful life, right? Family and his kids are of the utmost importance to him, and he ensures that he spends, 30% of his life on that bucket. Also, business is important, and he spends 30% of his life in that bucket, right? So I very much appreciated that. But this biggest takeaway is designing your life and chasing energy for him, right? And it was about what are the things that I'm doing in my life that give me more energy, that fuel more energy, that are good? How do I do more of those? And wherever I find something that's taking energy from me or wearing me down or not working, and even if it's just something of a simple roadblock, how do I correct that? How do I automate it? How do I outsource it? How do I make it super efficient so that there's significantly less distraction and detraction from the energy in my life, and significantly more energy and good positive vibes in my life, thereby, it seems, enabling him to do superhuman things. Like the amount of traction and things that he has going on in his life and what he's built in 5 years is unbelievable. And he talks in light of how can you design your life to have everything that you want now? I think so often we get hung up in, if I get here or when I do this or if I can get to this place, then I'll worry about my health and wellness. Then I'll spend more time with my family. Then I'll, do these things. And he really says, how do you do all of that of what you want in the now, right? And design your life in such a fashion. And the joke is that if we had an infinite pool of energy, which we can, if we design it that way, thereby we then have this superhuman ability to do all of these different things in life. Again, we all have the same 168 hours a week, but it's about designing it in such a fashion that you can do all of the things that you want to. I think it's so easy to go to the default hamster wheel of life, right? All too often, I find myself, maybe stuck in a rut or repeating the same thing or feeling like it's tough because it's supposed to be. It's hard because it's supposed to be. And there's some truth in that, but there's also this lens of, well, how can I fix this? How can I make this better? How can I automate this? How can I outsource this? Whatever it may be, right? And in simple ways, I've done that. Like, I'm not a fan of mowing my own lawn, right? I find it to be work. I find it to be like, oh gosh, got to do that. Got to take care of it, right? So I outsourced it. Now I, save an hour every Saturday, not having to mow the lawn. So whatever those kinds of things are, Rob was looking at it as, this is a roadblock, but how can I fix it? This is a hurdle, but how can I address it? And I think it's just important, as always, to be self-aware, to reflect, to look at these things. He says that he wakes up every day and rates and ranks his life. How do I feel about my business and my entrepreneurship and my work? 1 to 10. How do I feel about my family and my life? 1 to 10. How do I feel about my health and wellness? 1 to 10, right? And that data over time was helping him to isolate, man, this person that I'm dealing with in my business, this operator, this was a real story, this operations person, they are the source of my frustration. They are the source of, a detraction and a distraction and a challenge. And he fixed it, right? Taking these data points gave him data that he could very clearly act on with regard to how am I feeling about my life and my energy.